What's up, chat? What's up, chat? Consecutive streaming day number 515. How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing very fine. I'm sitting here in my cozy new Humba hoodie. It's so cozy. It's so cozy. It's the best piece of merch we ever got. I never loved a piece of merch more than this one. It's beautiful. And we might have a reason to wear this today. We're casting a show match of Infi versus ColorFul. And I will cast this for you in a little bit. And here I get a DM, which I have to respond to real quick.
Great caster with beautiful merch, less than 3.
Yeah, Bear. Hello, 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 hello. What the hell are those emotes from a gifted sub on the channel I've never been? Just consider yourself lucky, dude. Those are lovely emotes, apparently. I guess. Usen TV. See, that's nice. Why not? Why not? As we say in Germany, einem geschenkten Gaul guckt man nicht ins Maul. Which kind of translates to, if you get a horse gifted, don't look at its mouth. Once again, education, everybody. Education. All right. Sorry, some DM conversation. There we go. Isn't it more beggars can't be choosers? No, it's if you get a horse gifted, don't look at the mouth. It's way more eloquent than these English people. All right, all right. I'm almost done with my DMs. Shit, now I gotta figure something out. There we go. Sorry. That came at the most unfortunate timing. But sometimes sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. What is the best replay site? Glad you asked, UTP God. Super easy and also super easy to remember because it's Warcraft3.info. Warcraft3.info has a lot of cool stuff. It has a calendar. It has match lists. It has streamers up where we're currently #1. And if you look at the top, it also has replays. And these are the games that we're casting today. All the replays up for grabs for your convenience. So that's your answer, Warcraft3.info. There is a boomer word of the year. There's a TikToker that hosts it. Oh, I didn't know. Boomer word of the year. Oh, snap. It's only in German, I think, though. Oh, yeah, that's very German content. Yeah, kind of funny, I gotta say. Not bad, not bad, not bad. The hoodie looks Yumba. The hoodie is freaking amazing, dude. If you could only feel how comfy it is. It's a little oversized by design. It's perfect. It's perfect. So, I want to show you something. And so we don't start with the games right away, but we chill. We chill a little bit together. We got time, right? So I saw, and this is quite a bit older actually, 1 month ago, I didn't see that yet, Azeroth Reborn is coming out. Azeroth Reborn is a Warcraft remake in StarCraft. And I haven't seen that yet. I mean, I have seen it when they began with the project, and you will notice that many models are also in the Kenshin mod. But yeah, apparently, they released.
You are late, Prince Kael'thas. I thought you elves prided yourselves on punctuality.
It could not be helped, Lord Galathos.
Pretty damn
We ran
great.
into a group of night elves from across the sea.
I am not.
Holy shit, man! This is StarCraft. I mean, you notice it with the little speech bubble here. Maybe it's because I'm so used to the Kenshin models, but that is very faithful to Warcraft.
Interested in your fanciful excuses.
This is too easy.
Ah, now you see it. The models are great, though. The models are great. I think the floor, it's noticeable that it's StarCraft, and the cliffs, it's very noticeable that it's StarCraft. But they even remade the zombie models, man. That's crazy. It's a great Blood Mage as well. Ah, I see. You got AoE animations. You got different health bars. So this is what I mean. How health bars could be better with just a non-black background like StarCraft has. It would be so great for Warcraft. I wonder if that's doable in Warcraft. When I played this, since they say faster game speed, when I played this when it came out, I was very... Is it torn off? Turned off? It was too fast. It was StarCraft fast. And I don't want StarCraft fast in my Warcraft, you know? That's my problem with the mod. Damn, they even remade the Naga. They even made everything, right? Even the Frozen Throne campaign. Wow, the amount of work that went into this. Holy. Okay, did they say smoother pathing? I wonder if that goes for like blocking and surround as well and how much it changes. Because in StarCraft, it's like almost automated surround. I wouldn't like to have that in a Warcraft mod. The grass also not perfect. But I'm so sure it's probably super hard to do. And Blight seems to be an issue for everyone. It doesn't really matter who touches Blight. It's really, really stressful. Necros look great. Yeah, and of course, you have more than 12 units as a selection, right? And an all-key hotkey. This I would like to see how things behave. Hot take maybe? Or a non-elitist take, I think it would be great for the game if you could select more than 12 units in Warcraft 3. Ooh, that re-experience the General Defender game. This looks StarCraft. The Naga almost a bit metally, or Lady Vash a bit metally. Don't necessarily like the look too much. But I guess it's also really hard to make it work.
Be avenged. It shall be done. I'll do it. The undead fled into these tunnels when we retook the city.
Man, they made so many models, so many animations, so many icons. Oh, the icons you can like, I don't know if this inventory system is in the game or if they had to come up with it. But yeah, that's fascinating. Even some models that are only used for basically this mission, man. Insane.
I'm tired of these games. Illidan will be mine.
Lady Vash, your rescue was most timely. The thought of spending another 10,000 years in Maev's prison was not a pleasant one.
We could not forsake you, Lord Illidan, but you owe your freedom to them.
Yeah. Crazy that they went through with this from start to finish. That's outstanding, man. It's crazy. Okay, if you want to give it a shot, you find it here in the video. Of course, we gave this a like. And yeah, they stayed faithful. As I said, a lot of these models are already in the Kenshin mod. Maybe Kenshin can steal some more. Yeah, big props to the dudes. Big props to the dudes. There's also like a mod in StarCraft, which again I would love to see in Warcraft, where you can fight StarCraft units with Warcraft units and heroes and stuff. But then again, my problem is it's in StarCraft and it doesn't feel like Warcraft, but I want things to feel like Warcraft. I know that Lawlight was in a final of a Chinese Warcraft versus StarCraft tournament. But cool. Really good stuff, man. Love to see it. And hopefully we can like port the models somehow. Isn't it kind of the point for it to feel different? Yeah. But then I also say like it's not for me. Right? Like, it's very good for people in StarCraft. It's awesome for people in StarCraft. I would like to play the StarCraft Brood War campaign in Warcraft, for example. But I'm a Warcraft dude. So that's why I say, like, I won't be playing it on stream or something. But for your gameplay speed, it would have to be turn-based. Fuck you, Ankus. Good one, though. Good one. And then I had another video on my timeline by gbay99. It has 26,000 views already. And it's called I Tried Warcraft 3 23 years late. And I'm curious
Today, I have something embarrassing I have to admit.
About his
You are someone that
opinion.
considers yourself a fan of either the real-time strategy or MOBA genres in the world of PC gaming. There is one game that you are supposed to have played. Because even across the massive and rich history real-time strategy boasts...
That's too quiet. That's not loud enough.
So many fans say this game is the greatest RTS of all time. The entire MOBA genre
It is the greatest game of all time.
Has virtually every one of its core elements taken from this title. It's the only reason MOBAs even exist today. A game still celebrated and remembered fondly even 23 years after its release. I am talking, of course, about the late and great Warcraft 3. And I have never played it. So this is genuinely embarrassing for me to admit, even though I have dedicated 15 years of my life to League of Legends and MOBAs, which became my whole career, even though everyone from Faker to the co-founders of Riot got their start in Warcraft 3, I'm kind of clueless. I never played the game, I don't know what it's like, I don't know anything about the story or why it's so celebrated, I just know that people love it. And this got me thinking recently, it's probably high time that I fix my ignorance.
It's really nice that he has his background in League of Legends. Grubby is currently on a League of Legends arc, so he uses the Netherlands as a background for his video. That's a really nice touch. It's kind of like full circle.
Ignorance. Even though I am showing up to the party 23 years late, today I'm gonna play Warcraft 3 for the very first time and try to see what all the hype's about.
Never too late, mate. Never too late.
Oh boy, look at that beautiful low poly game menu. Ooh, I swear, nothing has...
Okay, oh, interesting. So, you saw it at the bottom. He's playing 1.27. So he didn't upgrade to Reforged. So he won't have a lot of quality of life stuff. And I think it's still stretched 16:9, right? Yeah, he will have a tainted experience, I think. I think the game is now with patch 2.03 overall better than 1.27.
Oh boy, look at that beautiful low poly game menu. I swear, nothing has charm like early 2000s PC games and their menus.
Big true.
So let's break down what we're going to be doing here. I want to challenge myself today to experience Warcraft 3 as true to life as possible, completely blind, the way a kid might first experience it after picking up the game back in 2002. As such, I will not be playing the remake that Blizzard made a few years ago, Warcraft Reforged. I will be playing the original version and going chronologically through its campaign. Warcraft 3 is an RTS with 4 different races, each with their own campaign, but only the human one.
I feel like it's still a misconception that people can't have the classic experience with Reforged. That's a damn shame, man. If he plays this on Classic HD, I think he's gonna have a better time.
Is unlocked for you from the start, apart from a little orc prologue tutorial, but I'm such a great RTS player, I'm sure I don't need that. So
He's
I will be
skipping the
through
prologue! Cardinal sin number 2. Can't skip the prologue. It's so good.
Entire human campaign in this video, seeing if that's enough to hook me on the Warcraft universe. I'm really curious to see, coming to this game and its universe as a completely new player, does the story and gameplay still hold up even now in 2025? And whatever twists the game has for me, will they still be shocking to see? Well, I can say that things definitely start off strong, because like any great Blizzard game, Warcraft 3's campaign kicks off with a beautiful cinematic.
That one's remastered.
Our story begins with a bird flying over a
Like, not
gorgeous
this one,
landscape
but
into
they
a
did
city where
remaster?
some sort of royal council is debating what to do about a massive orcs nearby, as well as a mysterious plague that's appeared in their kingdom. The bird then flies into these royal chambers and shows off what a kick-ass job Blizzard's animators can do, even back in 2002.
Bro, 23 years, and they did this. So nuts.
Honestly, this was cool as hell to see. I love that era of gaming where PC titles could only give you impressive high-end graphics in a few specialty cutscenes. I know today basically every cutscene in every video game looks cinema-worthy, but it was awesome back when game developers had to be a bit more restrained and only got to blow all the budget on making a handful of cinematics look awesome like this. And
It made them so much more special, though. It made them so much more special because they were so few. Also, the Diablo ones. The Diablo ones. Diablo 2 are so crazy. Blizzard still gets them to be mind-blowing. At least they did in Diablo 4, like once. But yeah, it's been lost. And maybe hot take. I miss real actors in video game sequences. Like we had in Command & Conquer, like we had in Wing Commander. I thought that was awesome.
Anyway, this prophet goes on to speak about how humanity is doomed unless the king leads his people away to a new land in the east. This king, however, only gets angry and refuses, which leaves the bird guy to exit the scene as he issues an ominous warning.
I failed humanity once before, and I will not do so again. If you cannot take up this cup, then I shall find another who will.
Amazing entrance for a character. Bird guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is what I like to see. Look at those graphics. I unironically can't get enough of that low poly aesthetic. As we're brought into our first mission, we are now introduced to our main character and the certified good guy of this story, Prince Arthas, who we will be playing as. He's meeting up here with an apparent old friend.
Shall we tell him, Chad? Shall we tell him about good guy, bad guy? Kind of blurry here, isn't it?
Uther the Lightbringer, informing him that an orc encampment is nearby and we have to go and help the defenseless human village that they are about to attack. Uther heads off, leaving us to the task, and we are off on our first mission in this game, which I am so—
This is, by the way, why I think the prologue is so cool in Warcraft, because the prologue is not human, it's orc. So a lot here in Warcraft is about shades of gray, and it's not, this is clearly good, this is clearly bad. So when you start without the prologue, you're a human. You see the orcs. To you, they're like monsters. And of course, you slay them. But if you played the prologue, you already have like feelings for the Horde. And there it begins. That's why the prologue is so great.
So excited about that I immediately sprint to the edge of the map in the wrong direction. Now, many RTS games will start players off with a mission like this for their first level that has no base management or building, instead just giving players a handful of units that they can move around a map so they can get used to the micromanagement integral to this genre. That's what I thought this was as I loaded into the level with Arthas and my 4 soldiers. I assumed it was a straightforward tutorial where I would just be running my units from one part of a road to another. But it turned out this was not a slow ramp up to real gameplay. This was real gameplay. As I ran down the road, I passed into a little farm with villagers and animals, and there's a whole town here with NPCs, sheep, kids playing, and landscapes. Eventually, I came across a guy with an exclamation point above his head. That's not a quest, is it? RTS games don't have quests. I walk up to him though, and he is then turned into additional soldiers who now join our ranks. Quest complete. Further exploration.
Isn't it sad that World of Warcraft created the exclamation mark for quest people? Warcraft did it first. So not only did we create MOBA, we also revolutionized MOBA.
leads me to a lady who seemingly has another quest. A little boy named Timmy was captured by some monsters and I have to go save him. I quickly head down the road to find the monster encampment and slay all the bad guys, freeing Timmy, with the monsters dropping a potion of healing for me as well. Wait, is that an item in an RTS game? Oh yeah, this is a game with heroes who have abilities that they can use mid-battle and items that can fill up an inventory. I am already starting to see why the MOBA genre was mostly inspired by this game. As I free Tim.
It is, by the way, a goddamn shame that no big RTS to this day has this. And I will never understand why.
And the lady comes to thank me for doing so. She rewards me with another item, a ring of protection. Sweet, got my early Doran's ring. I backtrack towards the main pathway, still somewhat stunned by the amount of detail put into this level. This map is filled with so many cool things that I get a little bit overwhelmed, and upon seeing a pig on the road in our pathway, I kind of get curious about what would happen if I A-key attack it.
Justice shall be done. For honor.
Okay, I can kill neutral monsters, and now I feel kind of bad. Still, this is really interesting to me.
At least you didn't click on it.
My curiosity is piqued, and I almost want to limit test the game, so I go off and then massacre a sheep next. All right. Hang on, there's no way that this game is going to let me kill women and children, right?
For my father, the king.
Oh God, okay, now I feel really bad. Yeah, it turns
The Blizzard of old, guys. The Blizzard of old.
Turns out that all my time in League of Legends led me to forget that the MOBA genre started off with creep denial, meaning you could A-key attack your own units to kill them, and now I am feeling a little bit like a monster. Guilt-stricken, I finally make my way back to the main path toward the town, where I come across another detour. This pathway apparently leads off to another side quest. Except no, this is a trap set by bandits to try and kill me and my army? Right after teaching me a unique new game mechanic, this game is already using that knowledge to try and trick me.
Great point.
I mean, this is pretty awesome. I think it's fair to say that I am not really used to this. I've played a lot of RTS games and
love the genuine excitement.
many of them do have little Easter eggs hidden inside their maps, but I'm starved to remember another title that has so many details and quests and hidden objectives and world building all put into a single level. This is honestly really cool. I try to pick my jaw up off the floor and go back down the main pathway to continue exploring, where I find a group of bandits who steal some item from a group of innocent civilians. So of course I go hunt them down to get the item back and complete yet another quest. All very cool to see. Afterward, we finally make our way to the village that we were initially trying to save in the first place, and now find that it's already under attack by orcs. Being the god gamer that I am,
Spend too much time killing innocent women. Classic League of Legends gamer.
I assume I can take care of these guys pretty easily, and in the midst of my fighting, I see that there's what looks like another pathway to explore. So mid-fight, I take one of my units and micro him away to run down the path. You know, maybe there's more quests or secrets down this way, but to my horror, this is where I find a graveyard filled with the ghosts of the neutral mobs I killed earlier.
So
God,
great,
Warcraft,
man.
I can see why people celebrate this game so much. I'm seriously so
about
blown
that.
away by all of this world building that going through the rest of the main objective of killing all the bad guy orcs and saving.
Also that the villagers have names, right? Like, how great. It's not just villager. She's called Stephanie. You killed Stephanie.
The villagers almost feels boring by comparison.
And this is not much more work, right? I mean, probably it is a bit more work than just calling them villagers. But you don't have to come up with much. It's just the final stroke on a painting.
I succeed in doing so, and after seeing a little cutscene of some orcs leading some villagers away, I slay the rest of them to be rewarded with a final cutscene and the completion of our first mission.
Bless you, Prince Arthas.
But what about the others who were taken away?
Don't worry, son. We'll find them and bring them home safe.
Wow, I forgot about the time when games felt like they had to give high scores to reward players with. What a relic of the past that is. Arthas then goes to meet up with Uther, who seems a little less pissed that orcs are going around massacring everybody.
Then let's get in there and destroy the beasts.
Remember, Arthas, we are paladins. Vengeance cannot be a part of what we must do. If we allow our passions to turn to bloodlust, then we will become as vile as the orcs.
Yes, Uther.
I don't know. I'm kind of Team Arthas on this one. We're told to establish
Because you
a base
didn't
so we can
play
lead an
the
attack on these
campaign.
orcs, and now we are finally thrown into the
Prologue.
full RTS gameplay that I was first expecting when booting up the game. Warcraft 3 operates somewhat similarly to the StarCraft universe in that there are two main resources to gather, gold and lumber, which are used to construct all of your buildings and units. I set my villagers off to get some gold so I can train more of them, but then instantly get supply blocked because, oops, I guess it's been a while since I last played in RTS. We get underway constructing our base though, raising an army, and are soon treated with another story-driven cutscene.
I think there must be a better way to get rid of being supply blocked. And we've seen this in Immortal Gates of Pyre, where production buildings give you the supply instead of supply buildings like farms. I think that's pretty smart. I don't know if it's perfect though. It would never work for Warcraft, obviously, as we have so little units and so little production.
The hour of doom approaches. Let this paltry sacrifice appease our demon masters.
You sick bastards. You'll never get away with it.
So evil.
Slay the orcs. Slay them all.
Oh god, this game is getting a little bit dark. I wasn't expecting the story to be such a downer. I hope it has a happy ending. I'm feeling pretty eager to punish these orcs, but before I do so, I first go off to explore the map a bit and see if there are more secrets to be found. And it turns out there are. Neutral mob camps appear in certain pockets of the map, where if I slay them, then I can get some additional gold and sometimes loot. Okay, yeah, there's another thing that the MOBA genre stole. After finishing my base and being told to go slay the rest of the orcs, I send Arthas out with almost my entire army to do exactly that. Even though we don't have many units, Arthas is a hero unit, meaning he has special abilities like a League champion or Dota hero would. His one ability that he has currently is a heal that can be used on allies. That's something I'm pretty confident I can micro around with to top off all my units' health, which should make these fights and finishing off the mission pretty easy. Things are going well as we make our way.
Oh my god, you're right, Chad. He didn't skill. That is fascinating to me that this happens to a lot of League and Dota players. We've seen that in Grubby Invitational, right? Shouldn't it be natural to them? That's like a StarCraft player effing up the econ or production. That is triggering.
The enemy base, except I then realized that I left my base completely undefended and the orcs are now attacking. Rather than send any of my units back to defend though, I say, you know what, let's go ahead and base race this mission. Nice. I go try to complete the objective before all the rest of my allies die, a typical League player mentality. But we managed to defeat the Blade Master while holding off the enemy attack and complete the mission. Afterwards, we're treated to a cutscene where Arthas is a little bit perturbed that orcs were sacrificing civilians, but Uther assures him that nothing is all that amiss and they've got everything under control. Meanwhile, in some other city, the prophet we saw in the introduction cutscene is still failing to get anyone to listen to him about running to a new safe space. He seemed kind of badass in the first cinematic, but now it looks like he's just really bad at his job. Here, though, we're introduced to a new character, a mage, named Jaina Proudmoore, who I recognize as the playable mage in Hearthstone, the only Warcraft universe game I've ever played, so I'm assuming that we're going to get to play her as a hero sometime soon. We cut back to Arthas to see another cutscene of he and Jaina meeting up as the two are now tasked with discovering the source of that mysterious plague going around mentioned in the first cinematic. And to my surprise, our next mission is another one that doesn't have any building or base management. This is something that's going to keep coming up across the game. So much of Warcraft 3 are these almost Diablo-style RPG adventures, which are not only really fun to play, but they're also a great way to tell a story. That's something we're going to get back to in a moment. Anyway, in this mission, Arthas and Jaina head down the road only to find that the bridge is out, forcing them to explore this area even more. I find some bandits sacking a town and naturally use my new awesome water elemental from Jaina to take them out. Jaina feels like a very fun character to use. Up until now, I've just been using heals with Arthas, so it's cool to have a little summon ability. You may also notice that I am not...
That's truly where the range meta of Warcraft 3 began. When all of us fell in love with Jaina.
Leveling up any of my abilities. I didn't realize from mission to mission each
Don't deny
hero
it.
gains levels and I need to spend my skill points
Hey!
to unlock new abilities.
Nice.
That's a pretty big noob mistake. After saving the village though, I pick up a side quest to discover some kind of healing fountain on the other side of the map, which I am now super excited to traverse to, seeing how much there is to explore. We go kill some murlocs in the river as well as some more bandit camps to get additional item drops. It's really cool to see some of these items drop from buildings as well. Structures aren't just here to flesh out the world as set decoration, they're also intertwined in the gameplay. As we come closer to our goal, I finally realize I have to level up my abilities and begin doing so right as Arthas and Jaina make a scary discovery, a grain silo that appears to have something to do with the source of the plague. We keep making our way through the rest of the map, picking up new units like a healing priest as well as a mortar team for long-range damage. I like the way this game is slowly introducing what I can only assume are all the different human units that you might want to build or compose an army of in a regular PvP match. It's a nice introduction. Then, after finally...
And this is why I think that campaigns are so freaking important for the success of an RTS. If you create an RTS and you don't have a great campaign, you will fail. This is exactly how a faction is introduced. And not only one, but all of the factions. You learned how strong a grunt is. You saw a blade master. You are now seeing necros as well. Slowly but steady, it's building up. And of course, there's multiplayer only people. But if you want to catch casuals and make them into hardcore fans, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. And I feel like a lot of RTS are too focused on multiplayer or co-op. But co-op has the same issue, for the most part, as multiplayer.
Making it all the way to the other side of the map, we meet the necromancer Kel'Thuzad, who is doing something strange with the village's grain. We take down his lackeys as well as destroy the grain silo that he seemingly poisoned and complete our third mission of the game. Arthas and Jaina figure Kel'Thuzad must be the one who's behind this plague, so they decide to press forward and look for him in the area where all this grain is coming from, a city named Anderhall. Now before we go any further, I've got to say one thing. This game might be the most memorable story-driven RTS that I have ever played, which I realize sounds a bit insane since we are only 3 missions in, but hear me out. RTS games...
True story, thank you for the membership.
...have always suffered from one major problem. How do you tell a story-driven campaign when your game is about such large-scale things like building entire cities and raising whole armies? An army can't be a main character driving a plot on its own, and it feels really contrived to have mission after mission come up with these story excuses for why you're constantly building these new bases to fight new armies over and over. In my personal experience, I don't really remember a lot of the plot points of older RTS titles I played. I had fun playing them and I remember the gameplay very well, but whatever single player campaigns they had just felt like excuses to set up fun gameplay rather than being great narratives on their own. And over the years, I've come to think that this is just a problem endemic to the genre. It's hard to tell a memorable story in RTS games because of these constraints. But Warcraft 3 manages to stand out in a really unusual casual way. Because this game features real protagonists in the form of these heroes who are outsized characters in the story and gameplay, and because so many of these missions seem to be smaller scale that allows these heroes to interact with each other across detailed and fun maps, Blizzard are able to tell a much more compelling narrative. I genuinely feel like Arthas and Jaina and Uther and all these undead guys, it feels like they're real characters in a sprawling narrative. They're just playable factions with a story that's finding excuses for why they're fighting each other. I am genuinely curious about the narrative and what might happen next, and I have a feeling that Warcraft 3's campaign might be one that I remember much better than other RTS titles. But we'll still—
And that's because they grow with you. You start as a level 1 hero with an empty inventory, and at the end of the first mission, you're a level 2 hero with a couple of items. And then it goes on, and you become stronger, and you become more, and there's interactions. And then you beef, and all of a sudden, your hero, you gotta fight your hero. And then you get attached to one of these heroes, and then they die, and then you're sad, and that's emotion, and that's what we want in our games. Other games kind of tried, but if the hero, like a Mengsk, or a Reyna, Mengsk is not a hero, but a Reyna, or a Kerrigan, or whatever, isn't leveling up that well, then it's not the same. And if you don't have an inventory, then it's not the same. I like the Age of Empires mission most, where I had Jeanne d'Arc. But then it doesn't really translate to multiplayer. And you can play Arthas somehow in the multiplayer, or Jaina. Yes, exactly that. Fascinating how, damn, I forgot his name. How Jibe is realizing this after playing for an hour. And other RTS creators can't when it's their job. That is very good that he points this out. It's, I think this is one of these things where a lot of us feel that way, but it's not said too often. So it's good that we talk about it.
We'll have to wait and see. I'm only 3 missions in. It's possible I'm getting ahead of myself, and maybe the story will start slowing down from here on out. The next mission starts off with Arthas and Jaina discovering some cultists as they get closer to Anderhall. After driving them off, it's time to establish a base and hunt down Kel'Thuzad. That means we're back to another RTS mission with another big map to explore. As my units start farming up resources, I send Arthas and Jaina off to find out what's in the Fog of War, where they start by discovering some more neutral camps to take down. But then I happen to stumble upon the Goblin Merchant, which is a shop where you can purchase items for your heroes, and oh god, there we go, that's another part of MOBAs, I can see where that came from. I continue exploring and eventually discover the enemy's base, sending my army to go tear it all down to the ground, which goes pretty smoothly. Maybe the only critique I have of Warcraft so far is that so many of the buildings look so similar to each other. I'm not entirely sure which is the structure that's the key guy I have to destroy to win this mission. Turns out blowing up this entire base was not my mission though, and I instead just had to walk a little further north to the city of Anderhall, where I am treated to another cutscene. Here,
I think that's fair criticism. Racing a base is pretty tedious at times, especially when that damn computer is starting to rebuild.
Here, Arthas and Jaina confront Kel'Thuzad, who says that he was the one that ordered the undead to distribute the plagued grain, although he's working for the Dreadlord Mal'Ganis, who we can seek out in Stratholme if we wish. Kel'Thuzad then tries to leave, but we head into the city to take him down, and oh god, look, there's Timmy, except he's undead now. Anyway, back to the story, Arthas quickly learns a worrying fact.
All the granaries are empty.
No!
The shipments have already been sent out. Or too late.
After giving chase into the final undead base, we fight our way through the enemy to finally reach Kel'Thuzad and the end of our mission, striking him down in vengeance, although it sounds like this story is just beginning.
I think, by the way, regarding the buildings, For us, of course, it's super intuitive, but I think the game also does a good job in displaying them in size. Small building, not important. Middle building, semi-important. Big building, very important. That goes through all the factions.
Naive fool. My death will make little difference in the long run. For now, the scourging of this land begins.
The following morning, Arthas and Jaina regroup in the nearby city of Hearthglen, where the two learn that the city is apparently preparing for battle. That's because an undead army has been rising all around as of last night and is now headed toward this town. Arthas tells Jaina to run off and inform Uther of what's going on, where shortly after he makes a horrifying discovery.
Wait, what did...
That's also a point, right? Some heroes disappear and we start to miss them.
those crates contain?
Just a grain shipment from Anderhall. There's no need to worry, my lord. It's already been distributed amongst the villagers.
Oh no. The plague was never meant to simply kill my people. It was meant to turn them into the undead.
Defend yourselves!
And we are off with our next mission, where we are now tasked to defend Hearthglen from waves of undead for the next 30 minutes until Uther shows up. I'll be honest, this mission was both one that I was really excited for and my greatest blunder. I had hubris on the level of Arthas here, let me tell you. So at first, I was really excited seeing that
It is getting a lot harder with this mission.
30-minute timer, because I was thinking, oh, that's a lot of time I can use to explore the map and see all the secrets to be found, and there was quite a lot of fun stuff to find. Firstly, I came across another secret shop where I had to spend a good deal of time fiddling around with my inventory because I'm such a hoarder that I never use consumables when they're given to me in a single-player game. Up until this point, there had been a few hordes of undead that had attacked my base, but I managed to defend it pretty easily, even without my hero. So I was happy to keep exploring.
Okay, that's
At one
good.
point, I came across some poor infected villagers, and as they were turned into undead, I had to slay them, which I don't like doing. I already feel guilty about killing that one villager all the way back in level 1. I don't want to do that anymore. But then, before I could feel too bad, I hear there is an optional side quest. An undead caravan is carrying infected grain to the town in the north, so I head back up there to stop it. Upon destroying the grain shipment and completing the side quest, I make another really fun discovery. This caravan dropped a scroll of town portal, which allows Arthas to teleport back to his base along with the rest of his army.
Oh,
and then I start freaking out because I realize, okay, that's where blue pilling comes from. I always knew that.
I don't know what blue pilling is, but I know that he didn't pick up the Medallion of Courage, which is pretty damn good.
Dota, unlike most other MOBAs, forced players to purchase a recall item if they ever wanted to go back to base from lane, but I didn't realize that's because Blizzard gave everyone the idea by creating this recall item. This is where it all began. So
yes,
anyway,
and that is also unique in Warcraft, and that is also something that every RTS should have. Because it's a great damn function. This is also what makes team games in Warcraft a million times better than team games in any other RTS. Because you can just portal to help.
my defense is going well, the mission is basically over, and I'm thinking, this is easy, I can defend these hordes pretty much no problem, so I send my hero back out to see what else there is to explore. I find the second enemy base pretty quickly and map everything out, and that is when I'm attacked by another round of enemies. A little bit concerning, since I took quite a few soldiers out with Arthas on this exploration mission, but I should be fine. Arthas finds another little side quest to kill some murlocs and free a guy in a cage. Okay, that's going pretty well. Although, I might actually lose a few units here. Whoa, okay, my base is kind of not doing too well. I have lost a lot of my army. Arthas finishes off his side quest, and oh look, there's Boots of Speed from League. I have a full inventory, though. Okay, can I blue pill and then pick up the boots mid-recall? No? Okay, that's kind of annoying. Okay, game, you can shut up. I hear you. You keep telling me my forces are under attack. I understand. Oh my goodness, my base. Wait, did I throw this mission? Uther is still 8 minutes away.
Oops.
My whole army is kind of wiped. Arthas is level 6, so I could level him up to get his ultimate that revives 6 dead allied soldiers. But I'm still a noob that's sitting here on a skill point, so I'm not leveling it up right now. There's a lot of undead that are now in my base, and all my soldiers are falling. Even Arthas dies at one point, and it takes me a whole minute to figure out how to revive him at an altar. I have to use all of my workers to go and try to fight off the undead at this point. And I'm kind of praying that whatever building the undead have to destroy to make me fail the mission, maybe that can last another 7 minutes, but I'm not very confident. My units do—
Oh yeah, now I understand. He's of course a MOBA player, right? So for them, if they lose the throne, they lose the game. For us, it's like classic RTS, you have to lose all the buildings. But for them, it's not as natural, right? So that's why he's asking, like, which building do I have to defend? Yeah, of course, makes sense.
You kill off a good chunk of the baddies, and I do get Arthas back up eventually. So what I decide to do is come up with a genius plan. What if I take Arthas and just try to micro him around to draw aggro off of the base and distract the undead long enough that they won't blow up my last few structures? It's a bit cowardly, and it's made all the more funny that every time I move Arthas, he says something like, "For honor," as I tactically retreat further and further away, my base completely in shambles, him running for his life. It's not going too well. Uther is still at least 2 minutes away, and Arthas is barely able to tank these guys, and the game keeps telling me my town is under siege. I know. Look at this place. It's just a lost cause. I'm starting to think maybe I should just rage quit the game at this point, because I'm really mad that I wasted 30 minutes and I have to replay this mission all over again. When suddenly...
The cavalry.
Oh, Lord, for the king!
Uther, your timing couldn't have been better.
How great is this mission designed, by the way? That a new player has like 5 buildings left when Uther comes in. That is literally perfection. They were so great back then.
Oh my god. Was all of this scripted? Was it even possible to fail this mission? Or is this how the story was always going to go? I still have no idea. I was so nervous and mad toward the end. It actually did feel like my base was being overwhelmed by a huge enemy army because I messed up my play. I don't think I have ever been as on edge in a single player campaign before as I felt here. But maybe this mission wasn't even something I could fail. I still don't know. Uther shows up just in the nick of time as he and Arthas fight off.
Oh, buddy. When I played Reforged, the mod that makes the campaign even better for Reforged, I failed many times.
The undead to save the town, mission complete, and kudos to you, Warcraft 3. I don't know how much of that was scripted or how much of that was my doing, but that was really fun. It certainly pulled me into the narrative. I enjoyed myself, and I can't wait to see what's next. Arthas and co. make their way now to the city of Stratholme to warn everyone about the tainted grain, but as Arthas arrives, he sees that it's already too late.
Oh no. We're too late. These people have all been infected. They may look fine now, but it's just a matter of time before they turn into the undead. What? This entire city must be purged.
Arthas decides on his own that he must take their army into Stratholme and slay all the villagers. Uther is naturally appalled by the idea, which leads to Arthas trying to use his power as prince to fire Uther from the paladins. Uther runs—
Let it be said once again, Arthas did nothing wrong. He said the thing, he did say the thing indeed.
Runs off, presumably to inform the king, and Jaina follows him, upset at how vengeful Arthas has become. And then we are brought into the level and are given what I can only imagine is one of the most memorable objectives in all of Warcraft 3.
Yes,
Our mission will be complete when we slay 100.
But let's be honest for a second. What was their alternative, really? What was the alternative? They're turning into zombies anyway. Stratholme is lost anyway. So the alternative is slay them when they're zombies or try to slay them earlier. Arthas did nothing wrong.
Villagers. Hint! The plagued villagers are hiding inside the city buildings. Destroy the buildings to get to the villagers. Oh god, does this have to be any more heartbreaking? As I make my way into this...
Murder them when they turn into zombies, that's more ethic. Is it really that more ethic when they have to go through this gruesome transformation? It is not a nice transformation, I think. Arthas did nothing wrong.
City, I find out that it can be more heartbreaking because you can't right-click to kill the villagers or the buildings. Thus far in Warcraft, any true enemy can be right-clicked by your units to instantly attack them, like most all RTS games. But that doesn't work here. To take these structures and villagers down, you have to do what we did in our very first mission and intentionally A-click attack the homes to destroy them, and then A-click attack the villagers to kill them off before they turn into zombies.
That's freaking genius. He's so right in pointing that out. How great this is. Yes, it's the objective. Yes, it would be easier if you could just right-click. But it does something to you if you have to left-click attack them. Because they're yours, usually.
You are past redemption.
I've been waiting for you, young prince. I am Mal'Ganis.
After killing your first villager, Mal'Ganis shows up, the Dreadlord who is behind all of this supposedly, and this is where the mission gets a little bit trickier. The overall goal here is to kill 100 villagers yourself before Mal'Ganis kills 100, turning them into undead or something. It injects some tension in the mission and adds the additional challenge of giving you a truly powerful enemy to fight, which does make the mission a bit harder. But honestly, playing through this for the first time now, I kind of think Mal'Ganis wasn't needed. It would have been a little bit more impactful, for me at least, if Arthas had to intentionally go around slowly and methodically making his way through the town, razing it to the ground without any sort of outside threat. That would have been really impactful, like something straight out of Spec Ops The Line or that Call of Duty airport level. Honestly, the way that...
Not sure. I think that would get very stale after a while. I think that would have been boring. And we've seen how amazing this counter was in the previous mission, when the clock ticks down. Now, it's like kind of samey, but you raise up, so it doesn't feel like it's the same objective. Right.
This campaign is framed here. It kind of feels like Arthas didn't do anything wrong. I mean, the villagers, if you don't kill them fast enough, do turn into the undead, who then are actual enemies you can right-click to kill. Not to mention, slaying these people while they still have their humanity is kind of presented as a better alternative to whatever would have happened if Mal'Ganis got his hands on them. But to be fair, I'm kind of nitpicking here and looking at this game with 23 years of hindsight. For 2002, this had to be an incredible stroke of genius. This mission was ahead of its time in many ways, using gameplay to tell a very heartbreaking tale that really makes you feel how much Arthas has become a changed man.
I also like that this establishes that the undead are always coming back. Like, you fight Mal'Ganis, and it's your first big boss battle, right? I mean, you got the Blade Master, kind of, but he's undergeared. Crit is very low, you know. And then you fight Mal'Ganis, and you kick him, finally, under this urgency that you have to kill more, and then you kill him, and it's like, yeah, you got it now, right? If he's dead, he can't kill more villagers. But he's undead. And though he comes back. Of course he does.
Following the culling, Jaina and Uther survey the wreckage. The Prophet shows up once more, now trying to convince Jaina she is the one who could save her people by leading them west. Meanwhile, up in the north, Arthas is leading an expedition of soldiers to hunt down Mal'Ganis as we are thrust into another mission. This time there's a new biome to explore, a frozen tundra, which includes some new creeps to slay, as well as some very cute neutral monsters we will not be slaying. As we continue pressing on, exploring the terrain to find space to set up a camp, Arthas makes an unexpected discovery. Here, we find some allied dwarves who were in need of rescuing, and before I show this cutscene, I want to say something. So I think most of us have probably become very familiar with movies and games that feature what a lot of people have dubbed Marvel writing. Some people also call it millennial writing or Marvel dialogue. It has many names, but you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in a movie when a superhero is going off on a rant about some annoying person and then finishes his rant with a pause saying, "He's standing right behind me, isn't he?" It's dialogue that's trying to be funny, but just kind of comes off as corny and cringe, and now it feels like it's popping up in so many games and movies. And I bring this up because at this point in the story, I really started to recognize how well Warcraft's writing and dialogue had been. One specific moment brought on this revelation, a joke that actually made me laugh out loud.
Muradin Bronzebeard, is that you?
Damn, boy. I never imagined that you'd be the one to come to our rescue.
Rescue? Muradin, I didn't even know you were here.
Like, that would have been a perfect spot for a poorly aged Marvel joke where Arthas could have said, "Oh yeah, we were totally trying to rescue you," but it's so much funnier played straight. All of Warcraft 3's writing and voice acting has just been phenomenal, in part, I think, because it's all played straight and is also very nuanced. When two characters are joking around, or when there's pent-up anger, or whatever emotion a scene might call for, it's always delivered in a convincing manner that gets the feeling across to the audience, but it never gives you the vibe that it's forced. It's something that I think deserves recognition. Kudos to the voice actors for such great delivery. Kudos to the writers and whoever was directing all of this. Anyway, getting back to the story,
and that's so cool, right? Because obviously you have this cartoony look. It's not as real or gritty as StarCraft is, and it never wanted to be, but it still takes itself seriously without ever being too serious. It is just the perfect mix of everything. The greatest match. The greatest game.
Is our new hero that is now teaming up with Arthas to set up a base camp and help us along. Our first task is to go north to free this Dwarven encampment who become another base that we can then use. As we head up to do so, our main base is harassed by a bit more undead, this time including some flying units. And I am ashamed to admit that I forgot, in an RTS game, flying units can only be attacked by other flying or ranged units. This genre does not have the loose relationship with reality that MOBAs do. Anyway, I eventually free the dwarves by destroying the first undead base while also defending my own, before then pressing onward to try and find Mal'Ganis. We eventually reach his base with the help of a few new unit additions and take it down, destroying every last structure to complete our mission. After completion, we're treated to a cutscene where Muradin explains to Arthas the reason he was up here in the north was to hunt down some sort of supposed vault containing a special sword named Frostmourne. Just as we learn this, a captain comes along to tell us our soldiers haven't found any trace of Mal'Ganis in his base, so Arthas decides to set up camp here and continue pressing onward. The next morning, however, while Arthas is out on an errand, an emissary comes to tell his troops that Uther has convinced the king to order them to return home to Lordaeron. The men should go back to their ships immediately, although an undead force blocks the road back, so the soldiers decide to chop their way through the forest from the base camp we just established. Upon hearing this, Arthas is so distraught that he makes a bold decision.
Uther had my troops recalled? Damn it! If my warriors abandon me, I'll never defeat Mal'Ganis. The ships must be burned before the men reach the shore.
And
you know, some would say that's evil. But you gotta do what you gotta do. It's for the greater good. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And he's saving the world. It is not evil. It's the right thing to do.
We are now sent off on another fun exploration mission. Although this story is getting pretty sad, I'm starting to get worried that we're not going to have a happy ending. Here, Arthas has to lead a small troop to take down each one of the ships before time runs out and his soldiers reach them. I lead my men onward, and after a few fights, we encounter a mercenary camp where I can hire new units. This is a cool way
Also, what does freaking Uther know? He's not even here. He don't know the situation. He doesn't know what it's about. He doesn't have full knowledge to make a decision. Arthas is right smack bang in the middle. And he knows.
Some more guys to fight with. We make our way through the undead army to knock down the ships one by one, and I, for one, am very glad that Muradin is here. Muradin is probably my favorite hero so far. So Arthas's abilities are all healing and defensive stuff that gets a little bit boring to use after a while. And while Jaina was a lot of fun with her summoned elemental and the blizzard ability I eventually picked up, Muradin feels much more like a real hero in Dota or a champion in League of Legends. He has AoE damage that's also crowd control. He has a ranged Q type ability that deals a lot of single target damage and stuns. He's someone that's just super fun to play, and the exact kind of hero I can imagine Warcraft 3 players wanting to 1v1 each other with in early versions of Dota. We hire more mercenaries and blow up some trees, and then we get to one part where there is a lot of turrets in the way of the path to our final 2 ships. As a League player, I first start thinking, okay, we should probably run back from these towers and maybe use our siege units to snipe them from afar because this is going to be tough. But then I say, okay, you know what? I bet we can survive. Let's just sprint our way through. We lose almost all of our units doing this, except for a few mercenaries, but we managed to get to the last 2 ships, and with just a few minutes left, we let this ice troll take our ships down. Thank God for the mercenaries, because they were super helpful, but then...
Quickly, my warriors! These murderous creatures have burned our ships and robbed you of your way home. Slay them all in the name of Lordaeron.
No, Arthas, you are being such a jerk. Those guys just helped you finish the mission.
Okay, that was evil and also unnecessary. So when I say Arthas did nothing wrong, maybe he did a little bit wrong.
You lied to your men and betrayed the mercenaries who fought for you. What's happening to you, Arthas?
Exactly, Muradin. That's what I'm saying.
The Dark Lord said you would come. This is where your journey ends, boy. Trapped and freezing at the roof of the world, with only death to sing the tale of your doom.
This looks bad. We're completely surrounded.
Only had the mercs.
There's still one chance. Help me claim Frostmourne. If it's as powerful as you said, it might tilt the scales in our favor.
I have a bad feeling about this, lad. But I promised I'd see this through.
And that is the lead-in to our final mission in the human campaign, a great culmination of everything we've seen so far. This last mission takes place in 2 parts. On the one side of the map, you have the classic RTS macro focus of building your base and raising an army to go fight Mal'Ganis, while on the other side, you have Arthas and Muradin who are going through some sort of dungeon to go and claim Frostmourne. Overall, this feels like really great game design. I can imagine it's probably just enough macro and multitasking to be challenging to a new player while not feeling that overwhelming. I mostly focus at first on making my way through the dungeon and eventually reach some sort of guardian hero who is protecting the vault that holds Frostmourne, who keeps suggesting that maybe this isn't the best idea.
Still trying.
How crazy this is, right? Like, you're being attacked by a million undead thingies and one sword is gonna save you. But that's the great thing about Warcraft, as I say, like, you grow to love the inventory and the item, and it sets the game apart from every other RTS. And then the savior in the final mission is one of these items, and it's great.
To protect the sword, are you?
No. Trying to protect you from it.
Come on, Arthas. Why aren't you listening to all of the foreshadowing in the plot? Arthas and Muradin make their way into the vault, reaching Frostmourne. But Muradin then reads an ancient runic text on the pedestal to find the blade is cursed. Muradin naturally says that they should leave, but Arthas says he is happy to take on any curse for vengeance.
I call out to the spirits of this place. I will give anything or pay any price if only you will help me save my people.
See, he's acting in good faith.
Prince Arthas, where is Muradin? We can't hold out for much longer.
Muradin is dead. But take heart, Captain. The enemy will not stand long against the might of Frostmourne.
God, I was genuinely upset here. We are so close to finishing our objective, but it feels so bittersweet. I go back to using boring old Paladin Boy to lead our charge into the enemy base, and thanks to Frostmourne, we make quick work of Mal'Ganis's army, it appears. I actually then ran into a little bit of a problem. Once again, I didn't know what building I needed to kill to complete the mission, so I just ran around killing every single one of them, hoping that one would bring me victory. It took like 10 minutes of sprinting in circles until eventually I got the last structure down and completed the mission. Prince Arthas's quest is now complete.
So, you've taken up Frostmourne at the expense of your comrades' lives, just as the Dark Lord said you would. You're stronger than I thought.
You waste your breath, Mal'Ganis. I heed only the voice of Frostmourne now.
You hear the voice of the Dark Lord. He whispers to you through the blade you wield. What does he say, young human? What does the Dark Lord of the Dead tell you now?
He tells me that the time for my vengeance has come.
What? He can't possibly mean to...
It is finished.
Such a great ending, man.
As we end the campaign, we are then met with a wall of text describing that after his vengeance, Arthas wandered off into the frozen wilderness. Frostmourne's voice eventually drove Arthas mad, and now, driven by the sword's dark will, Arthas plans to return home to Lordaeron. I'm sure it's for something good, right?
Ah, my son. You no longer need to sacrifice for your people. You no longer need to bear the weight of your crown. I've taken care of everything. Succeeding you, father.
Greatest animation.
This kingdom shall fall, and from the ashes shall arise a new order that will shake the very foundations of the world.
Oh, God. Okay, that was not a happy story or campaign. but honestly, it was really awesome. I swear, this game has felt exciting and tense and had all kinds of little twists and turns that not only told a great story, but did so through gameplay in unique ways that I don't remember many other RTS games doing back in 2002. And again, keep in mind, I am only 1/4 of the way through. This is basically a prologue. We've completed the human campaign, but the undead, orc, and night elf campaigns are all still there, waiting to continue the story, not to mention a whole expansion. And you know what? I was having so much fun that at first I said, screw it, let's just play through the whole game for this YouTube video. I did the first few undead campaign missions, which just kept the amazing pace of story and gameplay rolling. Why am I dying so much fighting these guys? Wait, is this supposed to be a stealth mission in an RTS? But then I said, you know what? This game is so good and I like playing it so much, I'm gonna go through the rest of it by myself. No recording, not even doing it for YouTube. That's the mark of how you can tell a content creator really likes a video game, when they think this is so good, I'm gonna play it, not even for content. And so that's what I'm doing now. As I'm editing this video you're watching, I'm sure that I am taking breaks to keep going back and doing more missions because wow, this is a very fun video game. Who would have thought one of the most celebrated RTS titles of all time deserves all the accolades constantly heaped upon it? You know, the reason that I never went back and played through Warcraft 3 originally was just because I thought, you know, this game is so old, there's no way that it still has something unique to offer me that the last 23 years of gaming hasn't already given. I look back on older games a lot like this, thinking that even if they were great and special for their time, their greatness has to have been mimicked and iterated on so much that I don't need to go back and replay the original, right? But if this whole experience has taught me anything, it's that that's simply wrong. At least in this case, Warcraft 3 is a really fun and special game that holds up even after all this time. I kind of feel like an idiot that it took me this long to play it. It turns out just like in literature or film or any other art form,
there's no other RPG RTS. There's not.
The classics are classic for a reason, and they're almost always worthy of your time. So if there's a lesson to take away from all this, go and play an old game. Stand up for video game preservation. And somebody please tell me that this story has a happy ending. Do I have to go all the way into playing World of Warcraft before I reach a happy ending? When does it get happy? But anyway, that's all for today. If you're still listening to my voice now, thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video all the way through. This was a weird experiment that's kind of new for my channel, so I hope you enjoyed it. At the very least, I hope this adventure was a bit of entertainment for you today. I will continue my excursions into seeing if there is more in life beyond League of Legends in our next video, so subscribe for more of that if you're interested in watching, or leave a comment letting me know, are you enjoying these videos? Do you want to see more like them? Or should I just go back to grinding League? Is this dumb? But anyway, on that note, I will go ahead and see you guys in our next video, whenever that might be. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.
Here's the video link, everybody. Like and comment to help it out. More eyes on Warcraft is always great. I think he realized a lot of good points what makes Warcraft so special and unique, and he praised the right things, and he criticized like one or two things, but that's all very fair as well. Very well done, nicely put together, and it's a great video to realize what an awesome game we have. And I was hoping for that, and I got exactly what I wanted. There's a lot of RTS, but there's not another Warcraft 3. Not even an attempt. It's the greatest. It's simply the greatest. And that's why everybody should play Warcraft and Re-Reforged. And I hope that the Re-Reforged campaign is getting an update soon as well, because we still need the second chapter. All right, you have waited a bit, eh? Infi vs. ColorFul. They played this afternoon, and we stalled to gather ourselves here for nice 7 maps of these lads. Infi as human, ColorFul as night elf. I think there was some nice chill reaction content. Now, in-game Warcraft, that's what you're here for. And that's what you get. So, this was played this afternoon. And of course, since we don't have the Super League this week, people are starting to play show matches and have the WSB. But we can't really cast the WSB as much as we wanted to, with a couple of VODs that Remo is doing. But yeah, I saw this match and I thought that could be a pretty damn good match. It seems like Infi is in better shape at the moment than ColorFul is. So we'll see. And of course, I'm going to start my Night Elf arc soon, so I got to pay attention to what these Night Elves are doing. Am I right? Well, anyway, 7 maps. This should bring us through the evening. Hopefully, it's not going to be one-sided. This matchup has the potential to be fantastic if it's not the one-base play that I dread so much. And given that this is Infi, and he's always been an amazing macro player, the world's greatest IMO, we shall see. And then there's also this new meta development that especially Infi is bringing to the table, and that is Mountain King. So very, very excited to see if ColorFul has solutions, as Mountain King openings versus Night Elf turned out to be very successful recently. So yeah, this is what we will see. Scouts go out. Ancient is ready. Demon Hunter is about to pop out. That is the standard. This is what we expect. But how do you counter mass air later is the question. Kaho tried 20 talents in the crow form. And to be honest, that was freaking dope. If we get more of that, I'm so in for it. Given that this is ColorFul, this could surely be just quote-unquote Dryads and Bears. And he's trying to tear down mass air with that. But maybe he has some fancy new ideas or timings, or maybe it's gonna be something entirely different. That's the beauty of Warcraft 3. You can do a lot of things different these days. And it's not one strategy every single time. Infi starting off with the Mercs for a little bit of healing. No Dispel, which is not necessary, but healing is always great. Demon Hunter moves to the middle for the guaranteed level 2. Your starting camp plus this middle camp with Immolation creeping should be fine, both with rings, bit more tanky. Talon should get the upgrade so they can cast Armor Decrease while in Crow form. Hazuzan, thankfully, the Blizzard developers had the same idea as you do, and they can cast Fairy Fire in Crow form for 20 years. But isn't it nice to find out something new about this wonderful game after such a long time? So this is of course an interesting dynamic, right? Demon Hunter is trying to burn the Mountain King. Mountain King doesn't want to be burned. Mountain King wants to hammer. Demon Hunter doesn't want to be hammer surrounded, and so it's this tiny little dance of who gets the Stormbolt out, who gets the mana burnout. You gotta be really careful if you're the Night Elf, as your range is shorter than the Stormbolt. But so far, ColorFul plays it well. Can't distract Infi too much though, as he's already in risk of like somehow dying. Even though he picks up an Invo Potion now, he surely has to heal a little bit, and then will very likely get more Immolation damage. Since it's ColorFul, you always gotta be a little more careful that he's not dying to the creeps, you know. But yeah, Mercenaries for Infi, rock solid, Mountain King level 3 already, 2 rings, and I don't think the game is going according to ColorFul's plan at this point. He's forced to be north because he had to heal.
A player's forces are under attack.
He doesn't do a single point of damage to the human expansion, which is always wrong. or feels always wrong. And his expansion still takes time. That is a bit gnarly. You want to be the attacker, but Infi says, I'm faster than you. I know what you want to do. I'm just gonna ruin it. Because I use my footman unlike any other until Fortitude came along in the scene. Here's the Stormbolt that we mentioned. Not going for the surround because the panda's coming. And that is somewhat a new-ish development, I would say. Of course, Demon Hunter Panda has been played since the beginning of time in Warcraft 3. But Panda had fallen off a little bit in this matchup because Naga took over due to more tempo, single target, pickups, etc. But now it's more about mass, especially later on. And Panda is back despite a range nerf. He got a bit more bursty in the last patch, and it seems like the Night Elves appreciate that in this matchup. If they can reach, that is. What's the graphic mode? Exclamation mark Kenshin. It's the Kenshin Classic Plus mod. So we got mana burn level 2. That's gonna keep the Mountain King busy. He wants to distract a little bit, right? Panda wants to level. And this is what the footmen are harassing. And I like that move, to be honest. Was that 100% on purpose? I'm not entirely sure. Probably not. But at the very least, it's a nice little coincidence. Now Infi might have to pivot over to the right-hand side, but he also gathered information via Mountain King that there's still a camp to take. The Panda didn't get the Merc. So overall, the first 6 minutes and a bit, I'd give it to Infi. As he's still pressuring so much. It's very signature Infi to see so many footmen. Plus, he has a bit more coverage when it comes to piercing damage. His Expo is running. It's somewhat protected. And the Mountain King is here. He's causing so much delay. It's really great. If he's not falling victim to Demon Hunter Dryads, Panda Breath of Fire, he is in a very, very good spot. Defend, up, tech, halfway. And now he's catching up. And Infi is causing more and more and more distress. Wakes up the creeps, attacks the Expo, which is still to entangle, right? So ColorFul will take a long time to catch up economically, and then from a human perspective, you'll just overwhelm once your tech is up. But that will also still take some time, so not all hope is lost for ColorFul. Since Mountain King is already level 3 and there's no second hero, there's not much to level. Level 4 is far away. XP on the map is limited, so you don't want to over level at this point. But ColorFul needs to level. Oh, does he needs to level. He needs the mighty level 2 on the Breath of Fire. For that, he's given up the mana pool on the Mountain King. Not too much to do here, to be honest, for ColorFul, but at least he's making sure that he can get the camp in the middle and finally get his Haunted up. Entangled. Flute is solid, especially when we go into later stages. But Infi is kind of surprising me, as oftentimes Mountain King was played with mass air. We're moving away from that a little bit. We're running into rifle casters with double sanctum, so heavier on casters, lower on the rifles. Oh, Stormbolt. Not aiming for surrounds. So rifles will have to do some heavy lifting here, and I think Infi isn't fight ready for quite some time. He's still at 50 even though he has a bank of 1,000. He's waiting for a second hero. It's quite some Dryads that he doesn't have an answer to at the moment. And usually you stop a panda with a nice line of spellbreakers, which also aren't here yet. Eric Ramsey with the $10 super chat. What's up? Thank you, Eric. Blessings to you too, mate. That is super awesome.
The town is under siege.
Very, very rare that we get the YouTube support. Feels even better if it comes in. So in this game you can theorize and theory craft a lot about army compositions, right? But what the theory crafters oftentimes forget is timings. And this might be one of them. With the level 2 Breath of Fire, which still hits rather hard, you can do some damage here. And Infi just needs time. ColorFul is doing him a little bit of a favor and is rotating out the footmen. Of course, you'd love to rotate them out without giving too much XP. ColorFul still held on to the big potion. Gotta be a bit careful as we have bash. And you always gotta calculate in a bash. Police has been called, but the front line quickly disappearing, and I don't see it being replaced. On the other side, we get a lot of control in thanks to slow. Bears are starting to hurt. Still some archers around. I gotta say, ColorFul played this fight really, really, really well. And did quite some damage here.
A player's forces are under attack.
How's Infi going to stop this? Just mass. Panda doesn't have much mana. Breakers are slowly trickling in. And on this map, you can create quite some chokes where then you can play with Blizzard. To get Blizzard, you need a little bit of a higher level, which, you know, Infi doesn't have yet, but he gets it now. And this is oftentimes where things get problematic. With every counting minute, I think Infi is getting further ahead. If not for a very high number of bears in a fantastic position. And from here on out, it's a lot about positioning. So you gotta outmaneuver. Level 1 Blizzard, not the greatest threat yet. But you know it's coming. 1 heal scroll each side is quite nice. This expansion is also so fortified that bears can't immediately attack the town hall. Love the Sim City, even though it gets broken down now. Again, nice timing by ColorFul. Does the bash stun effect last longer? Nope, it's just the damage that's increasing. Stormbolt stuns longer. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. And Chance? Oh, they've played ping pong with the Chance on some PTR. Maybe that was streamlined in case of damage. Anyway, we got the fight, and Blizzard is really good later on. At the moment, not really. He's breaking through the breakers, ironically. Heal scroll, gets a couple of kills, and gets a kill. Nice save on the bear with the redo. Infi. ColorFul, a little bit of a fumbly bumbly. Dude, ColorFul is hitting these timings extremely well. But he's got to get out soon. Or use the heal scroll. Got the breath. This might be the time for retreat, having no mana no more. And yeah, running away against slow is painful. By the way, now that we have this matchup, I want to tell you a little bit of a balance idea that our friend Sini had. Night Elf player from China. Very, very good. He's a bit tired of breakers. From an observer perspective, tired of breaker mirror. And in general, just tired of breakers. And he noticed, he let me know, breakers have the same collision size as footmen. And it's the only unit of that tier that has this collision size. So how about we increase the collision size so breakers can only be used in smaller numbers at the same space they use now. Then it's easier for heavy melee to counter them. They can't burn that much anymore and just become less efficient. While they still can steal the spells. I think that is a freaking great idea. They can still form a front line because the breakers are ranged, so it's not the end of the world. I think that's amazing. Then you wouldn't be able to close out your base anymore. That is probably correct. Nice defense. Still, so far, ColorFul after the 7-minute mark, constantly ahead.
A player's forces are under attack.
I think it's a great. But smarter people than me shall discuss this. I'm just throwing stuff out there. Ooh, Invis Mountain King, nice! Classic Night Elf problem. Dryads always run to the front because they're faster. And so this front line wasn't it. And Archmage all of a sudden level 4. So this is a huge win for Infi. As he gets Blizzard and has these chokes. There's the choke. There's the choke. The classic choke is here. Here. We even got fairy dragons by ColorFul. Interesting to see. Okay, obviously it wouldn't be an issue for Infi if walls can't be created anymore. Swiss cheese base.
Player's forces are under attack.
Why no Night Elf staff? Why you no open your eyes? Well, let's take the fight. And Infi, king of positioning, starts the fight, gets a bit of damage in. Trying to retreat, but ColorFul is also not falling for it. Oh, the Blizzard is great. That Blizzard was great. There's not too many bears, actually. Mountain King in trouble. Has an invul, wants to hold it. Damage done. Infi portals to his expo, though, for a... Oh, there's no shop. The bear was killing the workers. Nicely done, ColorFul. And that forced a reaction by Infi, and now he has to react again. mass repair, but the question is for how long against Immolation, and Brandy gets a lot of damage in. Blizzard might be killing a lot, but there's also a heal scroll that buys the necessary time to kill the keep. Base down, tech gone, and ColorFul now happy with the result. Town portals home. 2 base, 1 base advantage. And Infi has one last push in him. Infi got heavily distracted. And couldn't respond to that bear. That was quite brilliant. Haven't seen the impact of the fairy dragon, to be honest. I didn't pay attention to that too much. Mesmerized by the blizzard. There's a mantle up for grabs. Take it, take it, take it, take it. Let's go. 3 more damage. Whoopsie. Panda close to 5. Demon Hunter is level 5. Can the demon carry this? Fairy Dragon. Phase shift. Not deployed at all. Whoopsie. That was a horrible use of a Fairy Dragon. Everything's affected by the Drunken Haze. But yeah, Blizzard is the bigger AoE. Blizzard just is the carry AoE. That breath was nice, but it was also probably the last one. We got a big mana potion on the Mountain King. Archmage can cast Blizzard anyway because he can spam his spells, whatever. Demon Hunter saved only half a level. That Fairy Dragon is better, but against heal, it doesn't really do too much. It's usually just really good against slow. And Infi realizes he has to tap out. ColorFul takes map number 1. It didn't look too great early, to be honest. Infi with the free expo, Infi with the clean tech, but he allowed Infi to catch up. ColorFul to catch up. That was nicely done. That was ColorFul playing above average, I'd say. Also not falling for the blizzard traps and the fighting positions. That's also nice. I feel like currently, as the patch is so new, both players are learning a lot about this matchup. And every series they play against each other, there's some adjustments here and there. That's a very interesting state in an RTS. That was cool. That was really cool. So, we move on. Map number 2. Infi choosing Autumn Leaves as his loser's pick. As humans often do. It's very rushable. It also has many chokes similar to Springtime. And those are 2 good reasons. I think if you like fights, you might feel at home at Springtime. And Autumn Leaves. It's always quite nice to see. We have an Ancient here at the shop. That's already quite interesting, isn't it? ColorFul knows that Infi is always an Expo player if the meta allows it. I'm curious if he's playing a Warden though. Always a nice indicator to have an Ancient here for the faster level. And then she's probably the one being aggressive. How good can he play this? Chinese Warden has caused some trouble for the humans before. Mountain King is a bit sturdier than an Archmage, so it shouldn't affect the early game too much. Can ColorFul on Autumn Leaves can get her up to level 4 and beyond? That's the real challenge. While we have the early game unfolding, quick reminder, if you have an Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch account, you get 1 sub for free per month. If you still have that free sub and don't know where to give it to, who to give it to, we gladly take it. Doesn't cost you any extra. Helps us out. Takes money away from Amazon. Win, win, win. So the Warden journey starts. Don't deny, don't deny, don't deny. Nicely done. And yeah, this is one of the heroes that's definitely scary in the later stages, but also oftentimes underwhelming early on.
The town is under siege.
You get my normal sub, no primers for you. Why not both? I know you're hunting the sub badges, Qbert. So Warden coming in, didn't skill just yet. Gengar, thank you for the Prime. One of the greatest Pokemon to ever live. So fan of Knives and Blink it is. Against the Mountain King, I think that's alright. I'm still not sure yet. I feel like Night Elf players aren't too sure either.
Player's forces are under attack.
So we'll see where it goes. Always an interesting power dynamic between Mountain King and Warden. Both can be absolute carries. Both can stop and slow down the other. This comes down to who has the better game. Even though Warden mostly used for economy harasses later on, Mountain King absolute fighter. So we mine here, we tech here. Classic RTS triangle of fast attack versus faster economy. But colorful. Huntress.
A town is under siege.
There were some people in the scene saying Hunters are in the worst state of all time. And nobody in their right mind should play them anymore. Let's see if they're correct. It's a lovely reveal with the dust. You saw that coming. And Huntress are very much momentum driven. So losing the first one is not great. Huntress, great speed, a lot sturdier than archers. Bouncing attacks, nice if you attack workers. Not anymore if you attack buildings. Once upon a time, the elderly of you might remember, they were very counterable by piercing damage, but now that ColorFul is taken to tier 2, Bouncy Glaive upgrade can help out in that regard. So tech running, Expo coming. For Infi it will be the other way around. Expo running, tech coming. I think the Huntress chatter is again Night Elf community gaslighting. As they always do. I've seen Huntress destroy orcs after the patch that was. We don't have a tele-staff. Oh, he was ready for the staff, but nicely showing awareness here is Infi. As he's going to the shop on the left-hand side. And Hunters are, of course, there to eat some damage, to cause distraction, and to spread some AoE. This caused the tech to be later. And Warden not level 3 is a problem. For sure. He got the staff now, but now he doesn't need the Wisp anymore. Or does he? It's walled off, right? But he can just blink and then staff out. There we go. Unprotected base by Infi. Might be punished right away. Losing workers during tech, never wrong. At least he has the second town hall up. 2.7 we are. There's another fan. Oh, it has a max target damage of 4, I think, on level 1. So this is probably not super efficient, but it leads to kills and it caught Infi off guard.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh, is that annoying. Oh, that's so annoying. Super unique play by ColorFul. Usually, you're always focused on creeping to level 3 and then harass. ColorFul has different ideas. 5 used to be 5. On level 1, wasn't it 4-5-5? Oh, it's 6 now through the board.
A player's forces are under attack.
It was 4.55 in patch 1.36. Infi figures out there's a counter expansion. It's not the wildest guess, to be honest. Alchemist second. We've been talking about this. Alchemist is the GOAT of the 6 minutes fights. Sweeps around by Infi afterwards again. Takes out the Huntress. I think they did their job. Oh, but Infi with the double surround! Bro, what? That was sick! That's a way to kill off units even though there's an Alchemist. Since when is Infi like a little micro monster? Oh, ColorFul, this is a disaster now. Losing 3 hunts hurts very much. Losing the Expo hurts as well. And yeah, Infi is known to play a lot of footmen, and if you pair that with a lot of healing, that's a lot of healthy footmen, and that's a lot of damage on your buildings. What a cool play. What a disruptive play as well. Mountain King is forced into an invuln, can fight 7 seconds longer, also had a heal scroll ready. Oh, is he too close to the Dryads? Oh, there's still a town portal. And defend is up too. Yeah, usually hunts, like, ColorFul is going into an anti-Infi build, right? That was the play from the get-go. Infi is always high on hunts. And a lot of units, on footmen. And a lot of units suck against footmen because they got great coverage against piercing. So hunts, with their normal damage type and their bouncing attacks, are great against both. But if you lose 2 of them very early on and you don't get the mass out, that's a problem. So yeah, it was a double AoE idea. Now that's, of course, countered. And we go mass air. And we're close to tier 3. Infi did so well. What are the odds for ColorFul now? Put a number in the chat. What's the win chance? $13. I think that's generous. 1 is getting close to 4 though. 2, 69, 5. Hey, 5. That's also the discount that you get when you're a sub and want to buy our merchandise. Just saying! Exclamation mark merch! I was hoping someone would say 5 so I can do that plug. I've been waiting for that for days.
A player's forces are under attack.
So, with Warden level 4 and the cheap blink, can we start the harass? Or is it too late? Aviaries are up. Alchemist leveling. Supported by Dragonhawks, triple, of course, Blood Mage as well. And what's the anti-air solution, ColorFul? Again, Kaho played 20 crows. I don't see a single win just yet. That's a bit of a problem.
A player's forces are under attack.
Solo Warden also. I think against this mass air you need some sort of second hero. Whether that is a Tinker or a Panda. It's up to you. Don't tell me he gets the last hit. No. Oh, wait. Ah, ColorFul got it. But it wasn't enough, man. How unfortunate. There she goes. With Fan of Knives level 3. Okay, spin to win activated. Good evening, Dot. Okay, we do have a Shredder. Get that X-Bob. For how much of a disaster this was for ColorFul, he proves to be a fighter. Did 3 kills. Nah, 4 kills. And that's number 5 then. Step by step towards the avatar. But again, the big problem of Warden. These birdies don't leave any corpses. You eat them whole, including the bones. What item did the Warden get? Healthstone. Now the Panda has arrived. There's still a couple of spots here. Expo, the greens, reds. Don't hate it. Yeah, but Infi will have a huge upgrade if the Alchemist goes level 2. Currently, Infi's army isn't too great. And he doesn't have too much surface area to get to the Dryads. To be honest, I worry a little about Infi here, despite being 10 food up. That's Griffin's falling. Is ColorFul outperforming here? He doesn't have mana no more. That's a problem. Only now Infi is getting level 3. But with the Siphon, this is now an ungodly amount of healing. There you go. Everything back to green. But yeah, it was a big suffering for the air units here. Warden in trouble, being stunned. Got the health stone, thankfully. Alchemist ready to heal the Blood Mage. There's very little left in the fight for ColorFul. And big birdies. Gets another one though. These Griffin kills hurt a lot. Very expensive unit. And eventually Infi walks away with the win. No transition still. Infi's bases are getting bigger and bigger. One Zeppelin to the rescue in case the Warden comes in and harasses again.
A player's forces are under attack.
And she's trying. She is trying.
town is under
Whee! And since he moved the Zeppelin from main base to Expo, this is of course all open. But counter pushes are coming. Close to level 6. Avatar of Vengeance is right around the corner. Not yet though. Can't pre-summon it. This is quite an even match. Big problem that the Warden isn't 6 and that the Panda isn't 3. Way better position on the Dragonhawks this time by Infi. If they are able to focus one Dryad after the next, they can be really good. With a couple of upgrades maybe as well. So Dryads disappear. With that, Anti-Air disappears. And with that, Griffin's Shine, which helps a lot on the ground. Avatar of Vengeance, that's amazing. Because the little spirits are unkillable and they're anti-air. Panda, you need to soak up the XP if you're the Panda. Level 3, got him. One bash and he's probably dead. Town portal, well done. Man, ColorFul is playing on a nice level. Holds again. Even food. And Infi just recovered from the economy losses.
A player's forces are under attack.
Can he heal the Panda though? Avatar kind of just standing there. No juice whatsoever. He has to re-engage, but the Panda can't. So where are we going now? The bear needs a little bit of help. What a disgusting fighting position this is, eh? Always over the trees, at the little pond, hard to reach for ColorFul. 1-1 upgrades. First attack upgrades coming in for the Dragonhawks as well, so their efficiency is rising. And it feels like ColorFul can't afford the roaming Warden anymore. That was a good help in the mid game. But now we're just mining. Main bases, 800. We're close to mining out.
A player's forces are under attack.
But we're also creeping at the same time with the hero, so it's only Dragonhawks. ColorFul has good options. If there is Fan of Knives and Breath of Fire combo. Especially in the absence of the Alchemist. You can kill them quickly.
A player's forces are under attack.
Plus you need heal spells, of course. Blood Mage now level 3. This is pretty much exactly what Infi wanted. 1-2 upgrade on the way. Defense is the best offense in this case. Haven't seen ColorFul make a move in a while. And maybe he doesn't have to. Because he'll be the one mining. This is the longest standing expo. By a lot. Sparta with 69 raiders. Nice. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you had a nice stream. A short one, eh? Still. Quality time with Sparta is always nice. If you understand German and are into Warcraft, Bata is the guy. Ooh, that Breath of Fire was a whiff. Not too much to accomplish here. Feels like Infi can't go for a knockout punch, really. And by now, it's a lot of Dryads. We go up to 100. You can be flashy, you can be experimental, like the young guard that is Kaho. Or you just play Bears and Dryads. That also works. It always works. There's no matchup where it doesn't work. Does Infi realize that this is more than 80? Holy! ColorFul just wiped the Blood Mage! That felt a little sleepy by Infi. Didn't see the blink coming. Or the fan coming, rather. The staff was ready on the Alchemist, but the Alchemist wasn't ready. So, we need a counter push straight up to the tree. Oh, of course. We have no Nature's Blessing! Oh my god. That is not allowed. Lego fan, thank you for the 29. Oh, that makes things so much harder. It would be such a colorful thing to lose this because of the missing Nature's Blessing. We'll see about that. Alchemist in trouble as well. Has an invul. We also have a TP. Infi, greedy. No problem. Main base empty. Infi's mining out. 2.5 minutes. $15 Dragonhawks or 11 Dryads? What's it gonna be? ColorFul checking if there's a third base. Nice. Absolutely have to. There's so much untapped potential in ColorFul still. You just gotta keep your heroes alive. Infi going up to 2-2.
A player's forces are under attack.
2 heal scrolls versus 1. Barely any mana. Is Infi pushing now? Very much looks like it. Still no Nature's Blessing. That is mental to me. Witty, thank you for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful afternoon session. And have a deserved evening off now. We're casting a Showmatch of ColorFul and Infi. Is it Humba? Or should we never trust an elf? That's the question! Look at this block. Nicely done with Avatar. Yeah, these might be the final moments here. As we go pretty much late game, as you see. Main bases are wiped. Is it the Warden show or will it be countered by human mass air? Infi is finding a good retreat all the time over these forests. But at this point in the game, 26 minutes, you should have a level 5 hero, right? And he's just giving up. He doesn't want this anymore. He's too frustrated. Lost a lot there as well. Plus, he knew he couldn't catch up with this economically anymore. Even though this wasn't like a big hero kill or something, or a base falling. He just got it. Goddamn ColorFul, showing some nice Warcraft here today, I gotta say. 2-0, and in both games, I thought he's not necessarily the favorite. So shout out to the 5%ers who said there is a chance still. That was a very annoying Infi play, but if you play against Infi, you gotta be ready for that. He's doing this his entire career, basically. And he got pretty much wrecked. Alrighty, thankfully, we got 5 more of these. But I really gotta pee. So, I just give you the overview. And I will hurry, I promise.
B2 Wub.
Okay, a little streamer break. I saw you used it for a sub. That is lovely. Thank you, Naturian. Love to see that. And I lost my... Yeah, that hoodie got a little bit too warm here in, I don't know, rainy Hamburg. So, game 3 on the way, huh? Last refuge, that is. With every other elf, I would be asking, is this maybe a chance for a tavern hero? I'm a little out of breath. How pathetic. From walking to the restroom. I'm old and out of shape. Well, I never was in shape, so can you be out of shape when you never were in shape? I don't know. I don't care. We got game 3 coming up. It's time for Infi to get something done here. Starting in the bottom left-hand side. ColorFul gave him the games. 1 and 2, basically, on a silver platter. And he couldn't close it out. Late game Night Elf is pretty damn good these days. If you get there. And that was a week early by ColorFul, right? Huntress sniped. 2 of them. Or 3 of them? Expo came up for free. If that early game didn't work, then what will work? Infi, I feel like he's missing that killer instinct. Hero progression was a little bit too late. We move back to the Demon Hunter. Of course, Rage DH it is. As so often. Last Refuge kind of reintroduced to most map pools these days. Or some map pools these days, right? We're in a somewhat heavy rotation. We got Mercs early. We got a super easy Expo.
A player's forces are under
There's
attack.
potential for some early tier 2 punish play. And now we race DH. Could be immolation. If you want to creep fast, if you just want to slow down the Mountain King, Stormbolt it is. And mana burn against that, obviously. But yeah, classic opener. Infi using his footman to track the demon. Not to harass in the main. 2 creeps at the same time. And that gives him level 2. Immolation activated. Is he going full AoE with evasion?
Player's force
Doesn't seem like it. Oh, mana burn it is. Counter block is ready. Can he counter the counter block? No, nicely done by ColorFul. He's playing really good today. We have a mana burn kill though. That would be funny because I just praised him. Oh snap! Oh snap! He got the kill, he got the item, he gets the TP. Oh, he's playing risky. But there was no bash, right? So it was all calculated. This early game is by far ColorFul's best. Creep spot disrupted, big Magi stolen, good skill build, good hero all along. Things are coming together for the ColorFul. That lines up to be a pretty nasty game for Infi. Did not expect this when I saw this happening. We do have boots, double ring, extraordinarily sturdy. This game would suit Hunts again, but after what happened on map 2 I can understand him not going there. Still a bit of mana, still tanking everything. Infi is in the ropes with everything really. Doesn't have a shop, everything is hurt, no mana, was all burned. Is he clobbering down the tower too? Oh my god. ColorFul on a rampage. Infi nicely closing the door here though. To prevent the Mountain King kill! Arrow to the knee! GG! What a sequence by ColorFul, man. This game, start to finish, was just a demonstration of force. Just squashed him like a fly. Really impressive, ColorFul. Really impressive. He's playing really, or he played really good today. Super cool, man. A strong ColorFul would be nice, also for Super League. That is 3-0. 5 minutes, man. Infi. Ouchie, ouchie. Okay, 4 games in a row. No problem for Infi, right? No problem. That was a gnarly one. Is that maybe time to reconsider your approach with that Mountain King? I feel like from all the Night Elves I've seen, ColorFul so far counters it most reliably. Good luck, my dude. Good luck. You need it. And if there's a map to turn this around on, then it's the greatest of all time. Because this is Twisted Meadows. Are we still going Mountain King then? Or are we going Mountain King because of it? Not gonna lie, I'd love to see tanks. Just because it's so vintage Infi. The 2-time WCG champion. The 4-time Gold League champion. Of course, that is all long time ago. It is Demon Hunter. It is the Mountain King. Infi was always known to be a bit stubborn. And you know, the past couple of weeks, the Mountain King was going ham on the Night Elves. With the mass air, especially. So find solutions instead of moving away from it. That's also fine. Maybe someone should send Infi the link to our new merch. He'd probably wear that.
A player's forces are under attack.
At least right now. Demon starts off with slippers, of course. So with this build and with the positions on the map, I don't think any early harass is really possible. What you could do as a Night Elf and what he is doing is green spot into Mercenary Camp. Infi is scouting for that already. And then ColorFul has to figure out if Infi is expanding on the left-hand side. Because if you do, you can go for some mercs and push. Today my koala package arrived and I got these damn cool socks too. Let's go, Johannes. Glad you enjoy it. Yeah, I saw the second winner also received their earnings from the Inferno finals. Love it. Always good to make the people happy.
A player's forces are under attack.
This Demon Hunter is perfectly decked out. More HP, more damage, more armor, and a big potion. Freaking great. Mountain King reaches a fast level 3 though, so from here on out he's always a threat. Noted nice for ColorFul. Round of applause, please.
A player's forces are under attack.
Let me buy that oversized hoodie. Where do I go again? Glad you asked, Cranked. It's merch.backtowarcraft.com. It is ungodly cozy. I'm so happy. Our old hoodie has always been my favorite piece of merch. Our old hoodie is not my favorite piece of merch anymore. It is the new hoodie. So glad we switched providers. Not that our previous merch was bad, but this one is higher quality across the board, which is great. Oh, Infi is around. Would give you some momentum back. He got it. Can he open it up? At least he can force the potion. That's a good trade for a footman. Late night Berlin.
And is like fall in love for the first time.
A player's forces are under attack.
For me or for you? Because falling in love wasn't that stressful. But the relief, for sure. Oh, the sweet relief. When it all went right. Thank you so much for the resub, man. 2 years.
Under siege.
Rara Land is more like asking out your first love. And when it's over, there you go. Yo, here we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the big purchase. The hoodie is really great. Hope you enjoy it. Man of his word, this crank guy. Infi, in classic Infi fashion, grabs his hero, a handful of footmen, and destroys the entire tech. On the other side, ColorFul, in classic Night Elf fashion, grabs the Naga and kills the entire economy here at the Expo. But it's main base versus Expo, so the win is always on the human side. If he doesn't donate too much here now. But also, Infi doesn't have a TP. He used that before. That was a great delay. It'll be delivered to an address I no longer live at and now I can't change it. You can probably call the customer support, mate. Fourth wall will deck you out. I've heard good things. But yeah, you can test the new customer support then. Good luck. Oh man. Yesterday I read a thread how to install Warcraft 3. Today our audience can't properly order their merch. Ay ay ay. It's a wild jungle out there, isn't it? Worst case, you send it to me. Slow. Double slow. Muddy involved as well. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Zeppelin. Oh, he even blocked a bit. But of course, Zeppelin wasn't too interested. Well saved, but also great pressure, great counter pressure by ColorFul, who rebuilt the lores here, so the delay isn't even that big. Which is, of course, like he's presenting them on a silver platter. But he's in charge again, isn't he? At least for now. Wait, he doesn't have a TP! He doesn't have a staff! Ah, ColorFul! What? Debated! Squared. Oh, he wanted that Demon Hunter so bad. B2W, rip in the chat, everybody. You all know it's time for the most used Back to Warcraft emote there is. B2W rip available to all the subscribers out there. You probably have it on copy paste by now. Oh man, this series, come on, this series goes 3-0. He's kind of wiping Infi off the map here a little bit as well. And then you get overconfident. I can see that. I can just see that. Oh man. That was funny though. You know, ColorFul is a great entertainer.
A player's forces are under attack.
Oh no. No, oh no, oh no. Remember when I said the lores are presented on a silver platter? Well, 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 this is what I meant. There's nothing ColorFul can do about it. You can't TP here, obviously, because there's no T to P2. And the first one is down. Oh no, 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 no. Guys, I think this is the 3-1. Love the Zeppelin plays. Oh, this is the third lore. Fourth lore down. Demon Hunter is back. All right. But we're also on the way to tier 3. No production buildings yet. Did Neo just do a Backstreet Boys reference? Glad you caught that. Like the Naga catches the hammer. If you don't like the Backstreet Boys, you probably had no youth or dead. What a show. That was the MK footy show, everybody. Great back and forth between them, to be honest. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, as so often, if there is one guy harassing the main and the other is only harassing the expo, that oftentimes goes to the one harassing the main. And he killed the production buildings 4 times. Like, yeah, that's it. Geht doch, ja sicher. The second I got the Humba hoodie out, he starts winning. Coincidence? Goddamn Infi. Twisted Meadows and Infi, huh? What a dream match. What a match made in heaven. Really cool that so many of you start to appreciate the merch. Love it. Go reverse sweep. Dude, reverse sweeping 4 maps would be nuts. Not unheard of, but nuts. All right, what did we have? We had Twisted. So we go to Concealed. How do you translate geht's noch into English? Like, if someone is doing something weird or inappropriate and you ask him, geht's noch? Like that? I'd say, you are right. That would be the... Are you serious works? The fuck you doing works? Really works? Are you kidding me? Also works. Yeah, the English got a lot of... They probably have a lot of reasons to say something like that. I spent many years living at the Reeperbahn, and every weekend we had at least one group of drunk Englishmen. And I can very much imagine...
FCKELF.
There you go. I can very much imagine that these phrases were used frequently. You good? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you need to have a little bit of variation in there, huh? Is that where you got the English accent from? Simon, since you're asking, I got this English accent that many people say I have. From a YouTube channel that's covering music festivals. And I watch them quite a bit. And they're called TPD TV. They're really freaking good. And there are times when I watch like 12 videos in a row. And then this kinda gets to me. So I love these guys. They're a funny, life-enjoying bunch of people. So yeah, I like the TPD. They're good. They're really fun. Can recommend. But yeah, I had some funny encounters with the lads. And of course I've been to London a couple of times. But I don't remember. But one of my best concerts of all time in London, when I saw Pendulum for the first time and raved my ass off. That sweet, sweet drum and bass. Let's go, everybody. Infi is starting a reverse sweep. You heard it here first. ColorFul did a great job in the first 3 maps. Now Infi is back and got a good result here on Listed. Yes, yes, I saw Pendulum at the Printworks, I think it's called. A gorgeous venue that I can only recommend. And turns out, rum and energy go well together. Who would have thought? You learn something every day. Just like Infi continues to play Mountain King. It is a nice venue, very industrial. Very much love that. New Pendulum album soon. Oh really? I'm a bit afraid.
A player's forces are under attack.
I love the last one with Witchcraft. I hope they don't do too much knife party. Hey Talina, thank you for the super chat. 2 super chats in one day. I don't think from 2 different people. I don't think we ever had that. I can't remember. That is freaking awesome. Thank you, Talina.
Player's forces are under attack.
Oh, Infi! You had momentum! Don't lose your workers! Ay, 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 ay. ColorFul again, not reinventing the wheel, right? Level 2 creeping, Demon Hunter immolation, off we go. Oh, with Huntress again. Huntress twice in one series. But I heard they're dead. I heard nobody will use them anymore. Chat, what's up? Was I lied to? Did people overreact, baby? 2 patch notes.
player's forces are under attack.
Were you here yesterday, by the way? Frickin' Lynn showed up for a little chat. That was funny. Oh, he got him! No way! Oh no! He doesn't. What? Chat, you know what to do? I mean, there's only one thing to do when something like this happens. I mean, I will donate 200 per Infi win going forward. You crazy? Okay. I mean, he's halfway there. Reverse sweep continuing. Okay, Infi, please, please, please have a turnaround. God damn it, dude. Ah, you know, we are night elves. We have to do so much in our games. Yeah. How about not running into a Stormbolt surround and die? You get an unlucky bash, of course, right? That happens. Love the new emote.
Okay, had to cancel and reorder. Easy work.
Alrighty, cranked. Alright. Nice to see it. Nice to see it. Hoodie is freaking goated, man. Well. It's because I praised him too much. It's because I praised him too much during the first games. It's my fault, guys. Even hours after this was played. Hey, Chorus, thank you.
B2WGG Gashto Rave B2WGG.
It was that a GG really? I could live with more G's or with a better G in this game, to be honest. Series goes back and forth. 2 easy and quick win on each side. I think that makes it fair. Oh, 3-2, right? Didn't even enter that yet. God damn. You got one job. ColorFul! Be careful, buddy. It's a wild world out there. Is it a keeper? Is it a keeper? Warden again. Okay, buddy. That surely is interesting. It's oftentimes Demon Hunter and Keeper on this map, but ColorFul has figured out some really cool creep routes here. Was very proud of that. I didn't see the games, by the way. I didn't pick them because this is happening. I don't want to meme. You heard it, right? I came in with a lot of love for our Night Elf player. So hopefully he can find his stride. ColorFul played Warden versus 40 the other day. 45-minute game. Insane, really. Did you see that? No, I did not. But I wouldn't mind if they recreate this magic. so far. We're even. No denies. I love the way the Mountain King walks, by the way. He walks a little bit like someone with a tuba is walking behind him. Wait. Wait, run. Walk. Hilarious. Did the Super League continue next week? Warden with great inventory. I can't unsee it now! Shit! We got the setup that we had before, right? Expo versus Tech. And Huntress again, man. ColorFul is still believing. And I don't think he's wrong, to be honest. Huns surely still have their niche. Warden, fan, base of Infi is always open, and that leads to a double kill right away. Very likely triple kill. He got more mana. Love to see the Mountain King and the Footman here to be 2 targets. He just blinks out. Okay. Maybe there's some damage to be done here. Definitely looks like it. Another one. Solid. Okay, that's all valuable seconds. I don't want to make fun of this Mountain King anymore. If I had to carry a hammer and an axe like that, I would walk the same way, probably. Hunt's able to take some damage. It's not that much. Oh, he could have stolen the turtle, maybe? She's gotta be a little bit careful. Love that block by Infi. That's so smart and such a tiny little move. That's just Infi's greatness, this attention to detail.
A player's forces are under attack.
I don't have a fan. Yeah, that's not enough damage. That can't be enough. But the blink gets up. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Zealot in the wall. Somebody's watching some StarCraft, eh? Pretty much, pretty much. So Hunts are waiting for their moment. We do get Nature's Blessing this time a lot quicker. And a tree in the base. What? That's a cool way of playing this map by ColorFul, I gotta say.
A player's forces are under attack.
And that's level 3 with another blink ready. Yeah, I had to make a decision if you wanted to blink again, but mana was low anyway. And then that would have been such a ColorFul move to use the blink and be stuck. They do have Expo at home, that's right. That is to be expected from a top 5 Night Elf in the world. There was a long range Stormbolt, a bit ambitious by Infi, but he had mana. Get the mana regen running, and then you'll be fine. So, Blacksmith coming up. Tech coming up. Infi, usually I'd say, oh, this looks like tier 3 and Griffins, as he got Lumber Mill and Blacksmith at the same time. But he fooled me with that before. These footies, man, they are truly a double-edged sword. Obviously, great map presence, but also so much XP. Can't prevent the 1 kill, but can turn it around with the heal scroll he got. But you notice now, due to the Warden harass, Infi wasn't able to call Militia, and this green spot left to his main was gone as well. That's usually the level 3, or the way you reach the level 3.
A player's forces are under attack.
Heal scroll at the same time. Alice997, thank you for the 4 month. Lovely surround by Infi again. And that's the level 3. Finally, Stormbolt immediately. Warden, no mana for the blink. If he bashes, he's dead. Oh my god. Oh my god. Is there anything to blink to staff on? No. Oh, that would have been something. Okay, we got action-packed mid-games back. Even the creeps are fighting already. Did I mention in the past couple of days that I love this matchup when there's no one base rifle push? Have I maybe mentioned that?
Player's forces are under attack.
Alchemist again against the fan, and that's of course how he gets value out of these footmen. First with heal scroll, then with heal spray. Oh, Infi is so far ahead. And he is going tier 3. Still doesn't necessarily mean he's going air. But if we look at his economy, if we look at his heroes, this just all screams air. And again he found the way to turn this Mountain King into a weapon of mass destruction, even without clap. Mr. Crestfallen, hello, hello. Did you see our new merch? You probably enjoy the motive. Averys are coming, mass air confirmed, and I mean, why not? It's been so successful for him. Oh, Alchemist almost falling after catching that bear. He would love to have this redo now. He stays in with another heal scroll. Man, the item usage by Infi is bonkers this game. Anyone else had the strange bug where there was an overlay from War3Champions from Neo's account on the stream? You probably clicked on the War3Champions extension. ColorFul is losing so many bears, man. It's ridiculous. And another. And another. Good sir, can I have another? We surely had more. Yeah, if you hover your mouse to the left-hand side, that's probably what it is. Oh, this game is gnarly for ColorFul. What a series, man. Playing so well. Goes 3-0 up. And then these disasters happen. The fuck? Don't push your luck, Infi. Fighting straight up against 2 bears, a Shredder and a Warden is ambitious. He got the 7 seconds, but only a staff. Wait, is he dead? Staff? Alchemist! Block, 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 block. Not enough, right? Damn. Great timing by Infi. How many bears did ColorFul lose this game? Mental. We got Griffin meta. Griffins are just transitional, you know. The real carries are the Dragonhawks. And you know, ColorFul is low on lumber now, but in a bit he can try to transition to talents. I think that is the way. There would be no griffins if bears did not exist on the map. Ooh, the crestfallen, you're falling into that weird, well, she's wearing a skirt for a reason kind of argument. Don't go there. Not even with the elves. No victim blaming here. There's another fan, huh? And here we go. Pentakill. Let's go. Ask the Scottish. I could ask the Scottish about that, but I would probably not understand the answer. Man, these harasses go wild now. I love it. Warden close to 5. Still no panda. This time solo warden. Kavaklisma, let's go.
Player's forces are
B2W40.
Samus. Thank you for the 42 month. Come on, say it, lady.
I play elf and I feel offended by the merch. Can I get a refund for the 42 months?
No, but you have my authority to make a fuck B2W t-shirt and sell it to me. We gotta fight, ladies and gentlemen. Bears are just melting. And so are the Dragonhawks. This is still somewhat even as we now have level 6. Running away with a couple of losses here and there. But since both players have that expo up, this might still be fine. The problem is Infi still has recovery thanks to that amazing level 4 alchemist. It's everybody's game to
Can we
take.
get more FKC elf goodies pretty please? You did not go far enough, Mia.
I mean, you can order as many as you want, buddy. And if you need something in the collection, let me know. DM me. And thank you very much. ColorFul stemming against the defeat, of course. Infi has the supply lead. Infi has great heroes with great inventory. Hero focus will not be the way. There's also no panda who can carry this. On his shoulders, it's all down to the Warden. And the Dryads, to be honest, but Infi comes in with reinforcement after reinforcement after reinforcement. What's missing here is maybe an additional heal scroll on top of the heal spray. And so there are kills possible. Stormbolt, got him. Don't tell me he bashes again. There's nothing! The block by Infi, sick! But the blink was ready and ColorFul sharp. We got an avatar now. Unkillable spirits. Didn't somebody say I'm donating 200 of something? When per Infi win? Curious. ColorFul, great presence of mind, by the way. Takes out the expo, at least the mining. And this could be an overcommitment if the Dryads are in range. Is the Alchemist MVP or what? Are we mining again? We are mining again. We don't have many Dragonhawks anymore. Is this 8? 6? 6? Infi is not done with this, man. We don't have a staff as we're mostly slot starved. I mean, he could switch out the ring. That will... Oh, there was so much free XP! And again, ColorFul, not a fan of Ancients of Wind. Again, Lumber Starved. As now he's getting attacked, of course, on the starving lumber economy. Oh,
Players'
shocking.
forces are under attack.
I don't think this Warden is enough yet. This is good. This is very annoying. And ColorFul is catching up. But we're close to level 5. There's still creep spots on the map. There's still big creep spots on the map. That is super beneficial for Infi. Problem for him is he doesn't have an army that can creep very well. Nice game. Man, Infi vs Elf is always a joy. To me, surely one of the greatest players to ever do it. Man, we really need a GOAT discussion. I have to start this. Tomorrow I shall not be lazy over day. And write a script or something.
Town is under some players' forces.
Level 5 now. We go for the throat, we go for the tree. Because Infi's expansion was harassed the entire time, he's really not that rich. Didn't we have the GOAT discussion last year on YouTube? That was a vote. Who's the most popular one? That was Grubby. The GOAT discussion is a very different discussion. We're slowly getting to the moment where the main base are empty. And ColorFul has his expo opened up. 2 minutes of mining still. Ancient Django so good against Dryad Slow, by the way. Again, we're not mining here. This might break Infi long term.
A player's forces are under attack.
Kind of ridiculous, huh? 15 Dryads. But then on the other side, we also got 14 Dragonhawks. Infi would have benefited a lot from more upgrades, of course, but a volley still smashes a Dryad. In Warcraft, you don't get protected from overshooting with damage, so maybe that helps ColorFul a little bit here. 2 Dragonhawks down, 3 Dragonhawks down, but also the Dryads are falling like flies. It's crazy. Level 5 Alchemist. You don't see that too often. And ColorFul, there's not much left. 1 Warden to rule them all, but how are the odds for that? Not too pretty, I'd say. But what doesn't count as supply is the Spirit of Vengeance, and that can do a lot, except if the Avatar falls. Bash. That's also a lot of XP. Griffins attacking the main once again. Would love to see them on the Entangles. Great fight by Infi. I think he got